Hi, my name is Frankie. Thank you for listening to my mom. I never listen.
She is. And now we're going to pick up with a couple of other winners that I know at NC State that have been great ambassadors, not just for the game, but great ambassadors for NC State. Kai Crutchfield, a senior, and Elissa Cunane, a junior. Welcome to the podcast, ladies.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Coming at us live from looks like your living room. Thank you so much for spending some time with us. So let me start with you, Kai. Senior, taking over the leadership reins for NC State. The last time you guys played, you were cutting down the nets in Greensboro for the ACC tournament title. What's the offseason been like preparing for this year?
It's definitely been it's been good. It's been great actually. We've definitely been competing in practice, having fun. We get a lot more time with each other nowadays, so it's good to bond on and off the court.
And Elissa Cunane, you're a third team All American last year. Nobody at NC State's ever accomplished that before. You're 6'5. You're such a stud on the interior. I love the fact that you handle, you face up, you shoot the three. Coach Moore's telling us that you have added the hook shot pretty consistently to your game. So that's just another weapon, right? What's that like?
Yeah, Coach Moore has been very excited every time I do in practice, and it's just easy for me, like when I don't want to make a move and I just like know the defender's behind me, just pop it up real quick.
Now, Lisa, I read where you sort of took a little time off and that you trained a little bit differently this off season. You spent some time with your family. I know how important your family is to you. What were some of the things that you did that were creative or innovative to stay in shape? Because Wes Moore says you're in the best shape of your life.
Uh, so I would say like the three things I did like involved like all my different family members. So one thing I did was like I went kayaking a lot with my mom and my brother. And then went on bike rides with my mom and my brother as well. And then my dad actually built me like a wooden box to do box jumps on, and like step ups. So we had a little home gym set up, and like the whole family would be down there working out. So it was a lot of fun. I worked out outside a lot of times, just enjoying the outside rather than an indoor weight room.
Now, Kai, I know you are one solid muscle. So if Elise is talking about box jumps, is she legit? Like, is she got a, she's, how high is she getting it? Is she anywhere near your level?
I mean, Alicia's her own, cup of tea over here, but I mean, I would say, she's consistently been, slapping the backboard and everything on her layup. So I say I've seen some improvement in these guys.
She's got a little more ups than she had last year, then, right? Just overall. You know what, Elisa, one of the things about your game last year was really playing the game low to high, right? You got a lot of physical play, a lot of people trying to knock you off the spot, and a lot of people pushing you around. I would expect that's going to continue this year. I'm assuming you prepared for that.
Oh yeah, I have no doubts that I'll see physical play night in and night out, especially double teams. Started to see triple teams last year, so I think it's going to be interesting because you can't double team me without leaving a great shooter on our team open. So you got to pick your poison.
And that's my favorite thing about NC State is the ability to shoot the three. I mean, every player that West recruits, if they don't have the three when they come, they leave with the three. Kai, you've continued to improve your 3-point percentage. Elisa's already shooting nearly 45% from the 3-point line, but you also are not afraid to take the big shots. Now, without Ace Koenig on the floor this year, she graduated. She was a 4-year starter at the point, and now you're going to have the ball in your hands a lot. What did you do in the offseason to get ready for that additional responsibility?
Honestly, I've been more of a student of the game, just like watching film, looking back, not even just looking at me, but looking at Ace and the things that she did. Um, when I stepped into the role as a starter my sophomore year, she really took me under her wing times 1,000. I mean, just showing me the confidence that she had in me and kind of just giving me some of her IQ as a basketball player. I mean, as a shooter, as a point guard, as just being ace coning. That's something big in itself.
Kai, Elissa was talking about her family, and I know you and your brother Brandon are pretty close. And I saw on Twitter he's a heck of a baseball player. I want to know, can you hit him when he's pitching? Can you hit him?
See, okay, funny story. I went to a baseball field, just kind of like a community field, and I was trying to hit. He was just throwing like soft toss, and then all of a sudden he started throwing inside pitches, and they started getting closer and closer to me. And then he just throws one directly at my thigh. He was like, "See, that's how it feels. Imagine it going 70 miles per hour, 80 miles per hour." I was like, "I don't want to imagine that." So
Yeah.
in my thigh, but I've never. He plays pitcher sometimes. He's a center fielder, so when he gets on the mound, it's kind of just like a, all right, what are we gonna get today? But he's really good. He plays all positions, and he's good at all positions.
So if he's eventually going to be a pro, and I'm guessing you have aspirations to be a pro, who's going to be drafted a higher? Who's going to be a higher pick?
Kai.
No. I mean, of course, we have a competition in our family, so I want to say me.
Elise, I gave you a nickname last year, and your nickname is Big Smile. I asked you before the game, do you remember me asking you when you were warming up in the layup line? I said, hey, come over here. Cunane, come over here. I want to ask you something. You okay with me calling you Big Smile? Because I think that's the way you play. You love the game. You have an incredible passion about you. It's infectious, the way you work, the way you represent. And I never meant it to mean that you were soft. I had no intention of thinking that Big Smile would mean that you were a big softie, because I don't think that's your game at all. How has that nickname sort of taken on a life of its own?
I think that like everybody calls me that now. Like my mom would be like, "Hey, what's up, Big Smile?" I'm just like, "Oh goodness." But I think it really just shows my personality. Like I'm always out there having fun. I think it doesn't take away from my playing at all and like being soft or anything. I think you can come off that way definitely a lot, but I just enjoy what I do. So I take it. I love that you gave me that nickname because I think it fits, and everybody in the world does too.
Well, you live up to it, because if people could see you right here, I mean, your smile is ear to ear, and it's wonderful. And Kai's smile is pretty good too. And it might be because people can't see what you're wearing, but I'm wondering if you're wearing your pajamas at 7 o'clock at night.
Yes. Yeah, it's a matching set with my pants. It has some Christmas trees and polar bears on it, so you got to be festive right now.
Yeah, you got to be comfortable at home, right? Getting adjusted to having to stay home. You guys, hanging out. Who's the better cook? Because I know you guys are roommates. So who does?
Me.
Who's the better cook?
I don't. When I cook, it's always breakfast.
Kai's probably better pancake cook. Her pancakes are the fluffiest. The fluffiest, like they're thick.
But she's more versatile with her cooking. Her toolbox.
Okay, and so if Elisa's a better cook, I'm guessing, Kai, you've got that creative. I read where you like to do some graffiti paint, and I know Wolfpack United is a cause that both of you are really challenged to try to spread the word about, the good news about social injustice and things that have happened in our country. So tell me where you guys stand on that, and Kai, tell me about your paintings.
So the painting that we did was the Pack United. It's a patch that you'll see on our jerseys. And the three pillars are education, action, and awareness. So with my graffiti that I did in the free expression tunnel, was just me kind of just drawing those words out with the fist. And I think that just encompasses a whole bunch in itself, with social injustices and just having everyone having a platform, using our platform as student athletes, and just getting our word out and using our voice in order to make change in the future.
And Elissa, you've been pretty outspoken about Pack United. I've seen some things that you've done to try to raise awareness and to educate. And how do you want to use your voice? Why do you think your voice is important for your teammates?
I think our voices are huge. We started Pack United over the summer, and we started to do voter education. We got all the student athletes NC State registered to vote. We brought forms to them. We did Zooms to set up to get them to vote. We led marches on campus. We had real talks with staff and athletes to just talk about what Black people go through on a day-to-day basis that might be overlooked. So I think that it's been very important for me, especially, to speak up and let my athletes have a platform so that we can continue. And I think that Pack United has been great, and you'll see us throughout the season. Like, we're not stopping here. We're going to keep on shedding light on the injustices so that hopefully we can get somewhere, because this generation is not giving up.
Inclusion and diversity isn't just about race. It is about other things and about disability. And Elissa, you and I happen to have a similar situation, that we have a disability that we live with inside our family. Your dad's disability from his accident, my son with Down syndrome. How do you see your voice being used to help shape that world?
I think one thing that I talked about too with my dad is that my dad has always told me just to control myself and to have a positive attitude about everything. And I think that if you have that mindset of just taking care of others and doing what you know is best, like, not a lot can go wrong. So I think that I'm just trying to instill my positivity, my thinking into other people, just that they're able to see the light too.
Well, you do that because that Big Smile nickname that I gave you was before I even met your dad and knew your dad's story. So you definitely share that kind of positivity in everything that you do. Now let's break down the game a little bit, because I want to know about Raina Perez. I want to know about the freshmen. We know about the returning players. We know Kayla Jones is going to play a little 3 and 4 this year. We know that Wes is trying to get Jada Boyd on the floor to counter what you guys can do. We know the 3-point shooting that's around you, Big Smile, because you're going to get double teamed this year and you're going to be with a target on your back. So tell us about Raina Perez, how she fits in. Tell us about some of the freshmen and what you see them doing. Kai, break it down for us a little bit.
So all of our guards, so all of our newcomers are guards. So Raina Perez, score. She can get to the rack, penetrate and dish, can shoot 3. Of course, that's what Coach Moore likes, as well as the other freshman, Genesis Bryant. She's a point guard. She's learning learning very quickly. Since day one, she's added so much more to her repertoire. She's being very vocal. Dontavia Wagner, I tell her she's like me my freshman year. You could tell that she has a lot in her, but we just have to keep on grinding it out of her every day. Rebecca Demeka.
I don't know.
Demeka, yes. She's a freshman from Canada.
Yeah, she's been doing really well. She's been shooting the lights out of the ball every practice, and it's just nice to see them. They go in and get in extra shots, whether it's before practice or after practice in the evening. So just seeing that their work ethic, I tell them every day, hey, just play defense, get rebounds. We know you can score. Coach Moore recruited you because he know you can score and shoot the 3. So really, you just control what you can control defensively, and to go to the boards.
Okay, so last year, whenever I would call a game or be in the gym with you guys, one of the things that I would usually get from Cunane and Koenig was Wes's temperament. Now, we know he's nervous. We know how hard he prepares. We know how much film he watches. We love talking to Wes, but we also know that Wes is always a little bit nervous. So which one of you guys has got a handle on calming him down this year?
Kai's the one that reps him up. I think that there's no really stopping his nervousness. The best way to stop it is just execute and practice. When we're going over scout, just try and do everything right, and just talk to him about it. But I think that's one thing that I love about Coach Moore is that no matter what game it is, he's gonna treat it like it's the most important game in the world. Like every single player, we're gonna have film on them. We're gonna know what they're gonna do. So I think that he's going to be hyped up. But then after the game, he always tells us, he's like, y'all, I know I'm hard on you. So we love being anxious and nervous before the game because we know that it's going to be a good result at the end.
Yeah, he's great. He's fun to talk to. He knows the game. He's got the history of the game. He loves NC State. He loves this team. we're all excited to see you guys put it out on the floor and get started. If you're going to say one or two things about this year's team that might look different than last year, if there is anything, what do you think that it is that we can all look forward to? Because, the fans are going to hate not going to Reynolds Coliseum. Reynolds Coliseum has become one of the best spots in college basketball to watch a game and attend. The arena is awesome, and you guys make it a fun spot. So tell us a couple of things that the fans need to be looking for when they're watching the game on TV.
You want to go?
I mean, I feel like now we've kind of pushed the tempo of practice. Like, we just got to make sure the fans are, it's going to be up, down, up, down. We try to get we've been working on a lot of transition offense stuff just to keep the tempo up. But, we can do both, whether it's transition or, stop half court instead of play.
Yeah, I think you're going to see us, compete a lot. Like Kai said, the tempo is, just taking it to another level this year. We have so many great players on our team, not even good, just great players, and every single one of them wants to play. And so we're all pushing each other just beyond where we even think we could go. So I think that we're going to be competing at another level this year.
Well, I can't wait. I'm excited. I just have one more thing to ask you guys, and that is, coming off the ACC championship, it had been 29 years since NC State had won the ACC tournament title. They had been in the finals a couple of times. I personally won one ACC championship, but we lost two others during my 4 years at NC State. So I know how special it is to cut down the nets with your teammates. What were one or two things that each of you did to celebrate that victory before you were ready to sort of put it on the shelf and move forward to this year? And keep it clean.
I think the funnest thing for me was just right after we won, right after the game ended, us four roommates, we got together, we were diving through the confetti, through the balloons, everybody was cheering, we were throwing water bottles like Coach Moore. People would dump out the water on Coach Moore and then just chuck the bottle out of it. And I think the bus ride back, we were all super pumped about that. And then we went to spring break on a great note. And I think when we came back, we knew what winning had felt like. So I think that's what pushed us, kept on pushing us. So.
Yeah. On top of all that, I mean, I'm not even ready to put it up on the shelf yet, honestly. I mean, it was just such a great feeling. It's something that, I know it's too good to feel something like that every day, but just the fact that we went through that experience was just great. And then, along with the bus ride and all that, afterwards, I'm a big family person, so I have 10, 15 people come to every single one of my games. So I went out to dinner with them. So it was just a good thing. And then when we went to the restaurant, they were playing the game.
Yeah.
They were playing the game at the restaurant, and I just feel like everybody's head turning and just pointing and looking at me. So it was just a good thing.
How many times have you guys watched the championship game?
At least, because they played it during quarantine,
I think my family watched it every time it came on during quarantine, and we had dinner at Coach Moore's house a little bit ago, and we played it again. Same feeling.
Yeah, that's great. That's a great piece of motivation to carry you forward, right?
It's been
15 times.
And I watch it. I watch it like I've never seen it before. I was playing the game. Yeah.
Oh, those are great memories. Those are memories you'll carry with you for the rest of your life. We're excited about the number 8 ranked team in the country, NC State, rolling out this year. You guys have had quite success coming off the ACC tournament championship, and you're getting ready to open up the season on Wednesday against North Florida on the ACC network. I look forward to calling that game. I look forward to seeing you guys down the road, and thank you so much for joining us on the podcast.
Thank you.
That's Kai Crutchfield and Elissa Cunane from NC State, part of the starters for NC State's Westmore. The Wolfpack will get it going as one of the top 10 teams in the country. This is Debbie Antonelli with Nothing But Net. Thank you for listening, and subscribe and where you get your podcasts. You can also go to askantonelli@gmail.com, and you can send me your questions. And I'll look forward to the next time we all can get together on Nothing But Net with Debbie Antonelli.